All right, so today we're diving into Frank Herbert's Dune. Big question, right? Are we alone in the universe? Or, more specifically, are there aliens hiding somewhere in Dune?
It's a fascinating question, especially considering Herbert created this incredibly detailed world, spanning thousands of years and planets. But we never really see any, solid evidence of alien life. The video essay we're looking at today from Quinn's Ideas really digs into this.
Yeah, over 5,000 years of history in Dune, and not a single confirmed ET sighting. Kind of surprising when you think about how often science fiction uses aliens to, explore themes of the other or to examine different cultures.
You're right. Makes you wonder if Herbert was intentionally focusing on just the potential of human evolution, all the different ways humans could evolve and change. Maybe he wanted to explore the vastness within ourselves before looking outward.
Okay, but things get a little creepy when you look at the Star Searcher legend from the Dune Encyclopedia. So imagine this crew out exploring on this massive starship, and they stumble upon another ship, seemingly deserted.
And that's where the story takes a terrifying turn. It becomes this cosmic horror story where the crew becomes totally paranoid, convinced they're under attack by some unseen force.
They start broadcasting these desperate warnings. They claim they're being hunted by aliens, and then boom, the ship just vanishes. Oh, and get this. Some people theorize that the ship is actually still out there drifting. The crew could even be, immortal due to time dilation from traveling near the speed of light.
Wow. It definitely makes you wonder, could this fear of the unknown be, deeply embedded in the Dune universe? Think about the Great Convention. That's their big truce, right? And it strictly forbids using atomics against humans. It's almost as if they were afraid of something else out there, beyond humans.
So even though we don't have any aliens running around in Dune, it seems like Herbert at least considered the possibility of alien threats. Just that idea adds a whole other layer to the story, don't you think?
Absolutely. Okay, so shifting gears a bit, let's talk about the Crumpton ruins. These were discovered after the God Emperor's reign, and for a while, everyone was convinced they were built by aliens.
This is where things get really interesting. Imagine discovering this massive, ancient structure on some distant planet. Obviously artificial. Must have seemed like they finally had proof of alien life.
Right. Guild records were searched. Huge expeditions were launched. Everyone wanted to know who built these ruins. It felt like they were about to confirm alien contact, for sure.
But of course, there's a twist, right?
Yeah.
The video essay says that these ruins turned out to be nearly identical to a structure that the God Emperor built on Arrakis.
Yeah, it's a wild turn of events. So not aliens after all. Instead, we have this huge mystery surrounding the God Emperor. What was he doing building a replica of these ruins in such a remote location?
It almost feels like a deliberate attempt to mislead, Make people think it was aliens, but then reveal a much deeper mystery connected to the God Emperor.
Some people think he was trying to leave some kind of legacy, a message for the future. Others say it was part of some grand plan that we might never understand. What do you think? Could this be a clue to his motivations?
It's definitely a head-scratcher. Okay, so we've talked about possible alien threats and mysterious structures, but we can't forget about the sandworms of Arrakis. They might not be intelligent in the, traditional sense, but they still shape the entire human universe.
Yeah, they're essential. The spice they produce is what allows for interstellar travel, and it has these profound effects on human evolution. It's like Herbert created a creature that indirectly controls the fate of civilizations.
And it gets even crazier. The essay even quotes the books, describing how sand trout, which are like baby sandworms, basically terraformed Arrakis into a desert planet to help themselves survive.
Wow, that raises an interesting question, doesn't it? If they can terraform an entire planet just to benefit themselves, could we consider the sandworms a form of, non-human intelligence, shaping human destiny without us even realizing it?
So you're saying even though they don't have spaceships or complex societies, they might actually be intelligent in a way that we don't typically think about. That's pretty wild.
Exactly. It really makes us question what we think of as intelligence, especially on a cosmic scale. Herbert might be pushing us to look beyond just our limited human perspective and broaden our definition of a thinking being.
So even though we haven't found definitive aliens in Dune, we've already found creatures and mysteries that challenge our understanding of intelligence and the vastness of the universe.
And there's still so much more to unpack. Think about the Chilakasu, or the Navigators. They're like humans pushed to the absolute edge of their evolutionary potential, almost alien in their adaptations.
They really show just how far human evolution could go, even without encountering any extraterrestrials.
And it leads to another intriguing question. Does the absence of explicitly alien life actually make Dune's exploration of human potential even more profound? What aliens might we become as we continue to evolve?
That's something to think about.
It is, and we'll explore that more in just a moment.
Let's do it. It's really interesting, right? Like, we haven't found any little green men in Dune, but Herbert gives us these wild, almost alien creatures right there on Arrakis. It's like finding the extraordinary in the ordinary.
You know, it makes you rethink what alien even means. I mean, does it have to be about where something comes from? Or could it be more about how a life form, even one that's not, technologically advanced, can still impact whole civilization?
Yeah, it's like he's saying, hey, look closer. The truly strange and amazing stuff might be right in front of you. And it kind of brings us back to how Herbert deals with human evolution in such a unique way.
For sure. Like, think about the Bene Gesserit, right? Or the Mentans. Even the Tleilaxu with their crazy genetic experiments. Each one is pushing the limits of what it means to be human, almost becoming alien themselves.
It's as if, since there aren't any extraterrestrials in this universe, Herbert's using humans to fill those roles. They become the strange and wonderful and sometimes terrifying beings that we usually expect from aliens.
Exactly. He's giving us a future where humanity has branched out and adapted so much that they basically occupy all these different niches that you might expect aliens to fill.
Yeah, so instead of looking outward for the other, Herbert turns the focus inward, exploring the potential for wonder and strangeness and even fear within ourselves. It's like he's saying, hey, humans are capable of some pretty crazy stuff all on their own.
And that, to me, is what makes the lack of aliens in Dune so interesting. It really forces us to confront our own ideas about intelligence and evolution and where we fit in this whole cosmic picture.
I see what you mean. It's not aliens from other planets that we're dealing with, but the incredible potential and also the dangers within our own species.
Exactly. And because he doesn't give us a straight answer about alien life, Herbert kind of leaves the door open for us to think about those possibilities. He's inviting us, the readers, to wrestle with those implications ourselves.
So he's not just telling a story. He's starting a conversation about what humanity could become, for better or worse.
And that feeling of wonder and possibility, it's a big part of what makes Dune so captivating and why people keep coming back to it.
Okay, so we've got this universe full of weird creatures and societies and ancient mysteries, but still no aliens. What about that creepy cosmic horror element we talked about earlier, that feeling that there are unseen forces at work?
Well, that's where the Star Searcher legend comes back in. Even though it's never officially confirmed in the main Dune books, it still adds this layer of unsettling mystery, like a ghost story haunting the edges of the galaxy.
Yeah, that derelict ship, the crew going mad with paranoia. It definitely suggests something lurking out there, something beyond what we can understand. It really feeds into that sense of cosmic horror.
And the fact that it's supposedly still out there, just drifting through space, makes it even creepier. Like this chilling reminder that there are forces at play that we might never grasp.
Makes you wonder, did they really run into aliens? Or were they just victims of their own fears and the vastness of space? The story never gives us a clear answer, which makes it even more unsettling.
Right. And it ties into a bigger theme that runs through Dune. That unchecked ambition can be dangerous. The pursuit of knowledge and power without thinking about the consequences.
Like the Butlerian Jihad, right? That war against thinking machines that basically shaped human history in Dune. It's a warning about technology and how unchecked ambition can lead to our own destruction.
Exactly. And by not saying for sure whether aliens exist or not, Herbert's kind of making us ask, what if the biggest threat to humanity isn't out there in the stars, but inside us?
So it's not just about whether aliens are real. It's about the choices we make, the paths we choose, how our actions shape the future, for good or bad.
Exactly. And I think that's way more thought-provoking than just saying, yep, there are aliens out there.
Absolutely. Wow, this deep dive has taken us from giant sandworms and ancient ruins to the very nature of intelligence and the potential for darkness inside us.
It's been quite a ride, hasn't it? But we're not done yet. We still need to connect all this back to us here and now. What can we take away from all this? What does it mean for how we understand the universe and our place in it?
Those are some big questions. Are you ready to tackle them?
Absolutely. Let's dive into what all of this means for us and how we see ourselves in the cosmos.
Man, this deep dive into Dune has really got me thinking. No aliens, but like a whole universe of possibilities. And questions about, well, ourselves, right here, on Earth.
Yeah, it's amazing what Herbert can do, make you think about these big things. Dune really encourages us to look past our everyday lives and consider how vast the universe is and the potential for life, in all its forms, and the incredible power we have as humans and the responsibility that comes with that.
It's like he's saying, hey, don't limit yourself, your imagination.
Yeah.
The universe is way stranger and more amazing than you can even imagine.
And that feeling of wonder, it can apply to our own planet too. We don't have to go to Arrakis to find incredible things. Think about all the amazing life we have right here on Earth. Creatures that can live in boiling hot water or deep in the ocean, even in space.
Right. It's true. We're surrounded by these incredible life forms that we're still discovering. It's like we're kind of living in our own version of Dune in a way, always encountering new things, beautiful things, and sometimes, dangerous things.
Yeah.
Right here at home.
And that's what makes life so exciting, right? Always something new, something to learn, something to challenge our ideas about things.
Dune reminds us to be curious, to keep exploring, and to never stop asking questions about the world around us.
It also reminds us that the most important journey we can take might not be to the stars, but to the depths of our own minds and hearts.
So bringing it back to our original question, are there aliens in Dune? Well, maybe not. But the bigger question, the one Herbert seems to be asking is, what kind of aliens will we become?
Yeah. What paths will we choose? What potential will we unlock? What amazing things and what dangers will we find as we explore and evolve?
Those are some big questions to think about. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into Dune. We hope it's inspired you to explore the mysteries of the universe, both inside and outside of ourselves.
Keep exploring, keep asking questions, keep searching for the truth, and we'll see you next time.